Welcome to Barbie's Bitch House. 69, 69, 69.
It's the 69th episode. So,
Which,
you know.
it's
So, all you
funny.
sick fucks out there.
You sick fuckos.
that know what that is, whatever. But yeah.
So last time these dumb bitches got eaten
By wolves.
like they were fried chicken by a bunch of wolves.
Oh my god, don't even bring up fried chicken. You make me fucking hungry.
No, I want chicken.
Why the fuck you gotta
No,
say
I want
that?
chicken.
Maybe when you make some more, when you get some money saved up, we can go get chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys probably think that we're fucking fat, that we're always talking about chicken. But
We are.
But who the fuck doesn't love fried chicken? And you can't fucking tell me that you wouldn't get it.
Vegans. Anyways,
I hope they don't listen to this.
I hope they do. Yeah, you suck. I'm kidding.
Okay. Chapter 25, Rescued.
I feel like this is about the fucking stupid people.
Winnie felt like the wind had been knocked out of her chest. She continued to run with Shayna and Kelsey. I told you that's who all live.
Shayna, Kelsey, and Winnie. Okay.
Yeah. She had just watched her best friend get devoured by wolves. It would be something she would never be able to get out of her mind. She cried and screamed as she pushed herself forward. She had to get out of this forest. Help!
She's like, ah!
The three girls screamed, trying to get someone's attention. Why the fuck are you running away from the wolves and screaming for help like the wolves aren't going to come after you?
Stupid asses. Also, running would fucking ag them on more, I would
True.
think.
Wait, but I'm just saying they've already killed 2 people. They're probably munching on that, so just run. Like, why are you screaming? They're going to fucking follow you.
Like, now they're gonna be like, oh, we hear it. Time to eat these bitches.
Yeah. Trying to get someone's attention, anyone's attention. The girls were lost. That's why.
No
They
shit.
felt like they were running in circles and they had no idea which direction they had come from. Didn't Winnie lead them there? How the fuck is Winnie not being able to lead them back? Because she was the one that led them in there.
I don't know. And maybe
The
it's
other
just
girls
like,
don't probably know, but Winnie does.
Maybe it's just shock, but even then, Winnie, that's suspicious.
Yeah. They felt utterly hopeless in that moment. Winnie collapsed onto the ground, exhausted physically and emotionally. Shayna fell next to her and Kelsey followed. They had to get out of the woods before any more animals decided to make them their next meal.
Next meal.
Everyone on the shore heard the girl scream. It reverberated through the forest. That's Shayna, Shannon yelled.
No shit.
She quickly darted up and ran into the forest. I thought she was fucking
Shannon,
injured.
what the fuck? I think she was starting to get better. I thought she died because I thought she was going to die.
Maybe she does. Maybe just not.
Maybe
yet.
it just hasn't happened yet.
Huxley and Jonathan soon followed. We're coming, Shayna! Shannon yelled out. Colt and David and Chase followed behind the 3 as well. The only one that didn't go, or well, I was gonna say the only one that didn't go was Jonathan, but he did. Never mind. Okay. Hollywood and Maria had fallen asleep on the beach, but after hearing the screams, they were wide awake. Do you think they're just gonna, like, go back to laying down? Anyway. What the hell is going on? Maria asked Hollywood. Hollywood shrugged. The others will take care of it. Let's stay here. I like how I fucking predicted they were gonna lay back down.
They're like, oh well.
She said. Maria listened and laid back down in the sun. It took an hour for the others to find Shayna, Kelsey, and Winnie. Jonathan made sure to mark the trees so that they knew which way the shore was. Shannon wrapped Shayna in a hug, and Jonathan did the same for Kelsey. Sandra is dead, and so is Madison, Winnie stammered.
So is Manson.
So is Madison. What? Jonathan gasped. Tell us what happened, Huxley demanded. A pack of wolves came up and attacked us while we were looking for food, Kelsey cried. They killed Sandra and Madison. Madison tried helping Sandra and it only got her killed.
Didn't we just repeat that they fucking died? So we're just repeating it
So
again.
we had no choice but to run, Shayna said. Damn. Huxley sighed.
Damn,
When
that
will
sucks.
the death stop? Not anytime soon if I have anything to do with it, the killer thought to himself. So the killer is there, first of all. Okay? So there's still a lot of fucking people there. The only ones we know it can't be is Hollywood and Maria because they stayed back, which I didn't figure it'd be them anyway, but because they're too fucking anyway.
They're too stupid.
The killer thought to himself he was pissed that the wolves had done his job for him. He wanted the blood all over his hands, but some mangy mutts took the opportunity away from him.
Mangy mutts.
I kind of want to go out on a whim and say I think it's Jonathan for some reason. But it might be someone that I don't even fucking know. Like, because some of the other ones, they really haven't explained about who they are.
Yeah.
So, the only reason I say it might be Jonathan was I had a thing that I think it's Jonathan like this entire time because he's always like specifically placed here and there, and he was also in the friend group that when the first kid died, or not the first kid, but like when Mason died, he was in that friend group. So I figured that Mason knew his killer, so I figured it was Jonathan, Chase, and someone else. I think, but I think the other guy that was in there, I think his name was Barney, and I think he died.
I thought it was Huxley.
I don't remember, but there was like 4 of them, and so they're kind of all suspects. And then a minute ago, when they were looking at the dead bodies, Jonathan like kind of made a joke, but the other one threw up. So I don't think it was the one that threw up. Basically, so that's what I'm thinking. It might not be him.
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay, you probably know who the killer is.
I've known this whole time.
Oh, you fucking know who it is?
Okay. Yes.
I hope I'm right. If I'm not, I don't know. Maybe it'll change and I'll figure out someone else. But whatever. Yeah, so he knows and I don't. But he would make sure to kill plenty of the others to make up for it. There was still 10 others on the island still alive. And he would kill every last one of them until he was the only one left on the island.
I love how I just reiterated the same point over and over again. There was 10 of them, and he would kill every last one of them until he was the only one left.
You're like...
Okay. It's just awkwardly
That's the end of that chapter. So now we're on chapter 26, Recovery. When Deirdre opened her eyes, all she could see were the bright fluorescent lights of the hospital room she laid in. Oh, so she's in the hospital now. She looked over and saw Jacob sitting next to her, bandages covering his body. She looked down at her arms and saw tubes running in and out of them. Did we make it? Deirdre asked. Jacob nodded and grinned at her. We made it, he said. How? She asked. I killed the shark with the oar, and by that point we weren't far from land. The current carried us the rest of the way.
How
Jacob said.
fucking convenient.
Why the fuck is there a hospital? Anyway. Deirdre sighed in relief and let herself rest, but then she realized that they still had to save the high school seniors that were on that ship. If they were even still alive, that is. As if reading her mind, Jacob said, I talked to the hospital staff about what happened on that ship and about how that man crashed the ship and took us hostage. I gave them what our location was right before the crash. They said they will send some people out to sea to look and see if there are any survivors. Oh, thank God, Deirdre said. Can you give me a sip of water? She asked Jacob. Sure, he said.
You can tell that I only used them as a way to get rescue.
Oh God, it says the straw in between her dry, cracked lips, and she sipped. All I can think of when it says cracked lips is something else, but we're just gonna ignore that because we already know that she's thirsty as fuck. The water felt good in her mouth. After having been surrounded by salt water for days, she had tried drinking the salt water, but she couldn't do it without vomiting. We can rest here for now, Deirdre. We have nothing else to worry about, Jacob said. Deirdre felt tears of joy streaming down her face. It was a relief to be safe, and after having been on the run, fighting nonstop for the last few days, her arms still ached from the constant rowing of the boat. Then she thought about Sasha. A pang of guilt hit her like a truck. Deirdre tried to push all thoughts of Sasha aside to focus on recovering, but the image of Sasha's corpse haunted her mind. She knew it would for the rest of her life. Let's see to that chapter.
Chapter 27.
Fishing. It was the third night of being stuck on the island. Shannon and Shayna slept next to each other, holding each other as if to protect each other from the events that happened earlier that day.
I don't like how much each othered. Like, yeah. I just repeated it over.
It was still hard for Shayna to wrap her mind around Chandra and Madison's death. She didn't know why it was so hard to comprehend, considering half of her class had died over the last few days. Shayna had horrific nightmares. She had a dream that she was completely alone in the forest. Shannon, she yelled to no prevail. Her voice echoed off the trees. She was completely alone in complete and utter darkness.
Now I'm just imagining Shannon. Missy.
Utter darkness. All she heard was silence until the sound of wolves howling stabbed into her eardrums. She screamed, but she couldn't hear it over the sound of the wolves. They bombarded her, running over her, cutting her with their claws. Then she felt their teeth ripping away at her skin. She screamed, blood gurgling up in her mouth. She awoke to Shannon holding her, a concerned look on her face. It's just a dream, Shayna. Shannon said assuringly. Shannon brushed Shayna's hair with her fingers. Tears streaming down Shayna's face. Shannon wiped them away and said, Shh, it's okay. You're safe now.
I just don't like this. I understand it's not meant to be anything weird, but like they're a little close. Yeah, they're a little close for comfort.
Shayna embraced her sister in a hug. She looked around the shore. Everyone was awake and staring at her with wide eyes. You were screaming, Shannon said. Shayna quickly apologized to everyone and decided that she would go for a quick swim to clear her head. The next day, Huxley, Colt, David, Maria, and Hollywood were hunting for fish that they could cook. They made handmade spears with large branches. At first, they couldn't find any fish, but the farther they went out of the way from the shore, the better luck they had with finding fish. Maria couldn't help but laugh at how grossed out Hollywood was with the killing of the fish.
The fish is pissing me. The repeating of fish. She killed the fish with the fish that was fishing at the fish. This is
reminding me of earlier when they went, like, scuba diving, and they were like, it's a big fucking fish.
It's a big white fish.
And then it was like a clown fish or something like that. And I'm like, why the fuck did it say fish here, fish there? And then it was like, clownfish.
When I was recording these episodes, it made me laugh so hard how you're, like, so pressed about the fish specifically. You're like, what the fuck? Why are they not fucking named? Like, you were mad. You were ready to pull some weave. You were pissed.
Well, because why the hell?
You were like,
why the hell does it go from this fish, this fish, this fish, and then it's like red fish, blue fish, and then it's like a clownfish. And then it says like specifically like something, and I'm like, why the fuck did it get so specific all of a sudden?
You're like, God damn it! What kind of fucking fish was it, Shayna?
Okay. She screamed every time one even lightly brushed against her legs. Maria had managed to recover her breakdown from a few nights before, and she was finding herself letting loose a little more. She knew if she fixated on all of her classmates that had died, she would just make herself miserable. It wouldn't bring them back. Kelsey stayed on the shore with Jonathan. She was still very much freaked out about the entire wolf attack that happened yesterday. Understandably so. Winnie sat alone, catatonic to the world. Even when Shayna approached her, she wouldn't say a word. Jonathan made sure to keep a sharp eye on her, just in case she tried to hurt herself. If she dies next, I think I know who it was. She's catatonic. You think she's gonna fucking kill herself? Anyway. I got one! Hollywood exclaimed as she speared a fish. She held it up proud. Maria clapped. She's like, good job, you're doing amazing, sweetie. But it says, great job. See, you're already getting the hang of it, Maria said, grinning. Huxley high-fived Hollywood. Huxley took the fish Hollywood had caught and put it in the makeshift net that they had found earlier that morning inside the ship. Wow! They just have a fucking fish net in the ship.
How convenient.
The ship had a tennis court. So Huxley took the tennis court nets and then made a makeshift net with them.
I'm fucking sick of this shit.
I'm so sick. Why the fuck would that shit not be burned?
The bread was burned, but the random fucking tennis court net isn't. Okay.
They had collected roughly 10 fish so far. It really is one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
The oddly specific number of fish.
Plenty for a feast tonight. Maria had a dream last night where her brother came to her on the island. She gasped in awe when she saw him. Alejandro! She exclaimed. Her brother grinned at her and nodded. Behind him gleamed a light so bright that it nearly blinded Maria. Take me with you, Maria yelled it to him. Alejandro nodded and said only 4 words. Keep fighting for me, and then she woke up. Alejandro's message from beyond the grave in her dream had given her the extra boost she had needed to keep fighting. Plus, she wasn't fighting alone. She had 10 classmates to fight alongside. They headed back to the shore with the fish they had caught. They could easily catch more if they needed to. The day was mostly uneventful. I like how they're just assuming that everyone's going to eat like one fish. They haven't eaten in 2 fucking days. They should have caught more.
I know.
Which was, they're like, only 2, only 1 fish!
Only give everyone 1 piece! Because we're all starving.
The day was mostly uneventful. You know what I kind of am thinking about?
What?
They really had... I guess they found all the coconuts. I assume they've probably been drinking that. But they're probably so fucking dehydrated. Like...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jonathan, Huxley, and Chase went back into the woods to go bury Sandra and Madison. Oh, so they just went and found their bodies and buried them.
How convenient.
They didn't feel right leaving them out to rot. Huxley's mental health, just like everyone else's, was rapidly deteriorating. All of the bodies of his peers were fucking with his mind. These were people he had grown up with, and to see them cold and dead hurt him to the very core.
Fucking with his mind.
Back at camp that night, they all built another fire and sat around it, cooking the fish on sticks. They all ate until they couldn't eat anymore, while drinking the coconut milk from the coconuts. I think it's supposed to be from the coconuts Winnie and Madison had found.
Coconut forms. Ooh.
Winnie quietly ate, still unresponsive to everyone around her. Poor girl, Shayna thought. I can't even imagine how she must feel right now. After everyone was finished eating, they all went to sleep around the campfire. Kelsey fell asleep in Jonathan's arms, and he held her tight. Shannon slept on Shayna's lap. The others were sprawling randomly around the campfire. The killer knew he had to do something, so once he was certain that everybody was asleep, he left the campfire and headed into the woods, towards one of the abandoned shacks he had found while exploring.
Let's see how long this says. I don't think we even... Yeah, we're going to read more.
Oh, do you want to read more?
Mm-hmm.
How long have we been doing this?
14 minutes.
These must be really short chapters then.
They are.
Okay.
After this episode, though, I got pissed. So
we can end it after this.
We'll just read a couple more because I think it's supposed to get really good.
Dang it.
It's supposed to get really good.
Chapter 28. Help is on the way. The killer briskly walked to the shack. If any one of them awoke and saw him missing, it would absolutely make him look suspicious. When he finally arrived to the shack, he quickly opened the door and closed it behind him. The room was full of cobwebs and dust from years upon years of neglect. He headed over to a table and sat down. He opened the secret drawer which held the handheld radio he had found. It was perfectly intact. But he had to make sure the others could never find it. This is making me think it's even more Jonathan. Just because of the fact that they were searching for it. He was like, I hope we find a radio, even though we fucking have one.
But also, he was, like, holding his girlfriend. So unless he was just like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And then Kelsey was like, oh, okay. And then he left. But I don't know. Because he's, like, holding somebody. So I don't think it'd be too easy for him to sneak out.
Well, I mean, if she went to sleep, he could just
leave.
Because everyone else was asleep, it said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But he had to make sure the others could never find it. He began turning the knob on the radio, trying to see if he could tune into any stations. The last time he did, he eventually came across a news station. But nothing was said about the class's disappearance. He continued to turn the knob until he came across the same news station. He sat listening to the droning sound of a middle-aged man discussing the weather and what the major celebrity gossip was.
On the news station.
Not that he gave a damn. Finally, something of interest came on. And now a story about a senior class apparently stranded on a deserted island.
Fucking convenient.
The newsman said, roughly 5 days ago, the senior class at Painesboro High headed out into the ocean on a cruise ship for their senior trip. However, a thief snuck his way onto the cruise ship and killed the captain before stealing the captain's suit and forcing the staff members to leave in the escape boat, but not before he crashed the boat into some rocks to leave the seniors stranded. 2 of the staff members, Deirdre Summers and Jacob Christine, managed to survive and made it to a hospital. They told the authorities the entire story. There was a rescue team on the way to the island where the teens crashed. We will update you as we get more info on this story. The killer quickly turned off the radio and hid it in the back secret drawer. Fuck! The killer yelled. He sat in the chair thinking, then he began forming an idea in his mind. The perfect plan. He smirked as it all came together in his mind. After he figured out what he was going to do, he left the shack and quickly headed back to the shore so no one would grow suspicious of him. This could be, I'm thinking right now, there's another character, or there's a bunch of other male characters that aren't very front and center. But I'm just not sure, really. I have a feeling it's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, then, like, whatever. But
yeah.
I have a feeling it's a guy, because you hate men. We all know that.
Yes.
And so, I'm assuming that's who it is. And then this is chapter 29.
What's chapter 30 called? What's one after this one called? Because that one...
Another death.
Okay, so let's read 29 and 30. Okay. 29's really short.
Yeah. 29's really short. It's called Deirdre and Jacob.
It looks boring.
Deirdre fell in and out of sleep, her body still aching. Nurses came in and out of her room, dressing and redressing her wounds. She could feel her health slowly and steadily returning. Deirdre had requested that Jacob's bed be moved to the same room as hers. The nurses complied. She was happy that they had made it out alive. The odds had been against them, but they still made it out together. Over the last few days, she had felt her feelings for Jacob grow stronger and stronger. And then she had a feeling he felt the exact same way. She waited for the moment to kiss him, but she had to wait for the perfect opportune moment. The story about the seniors being stranded in the crashed cruise ship, along with the how the staff members were taken hostage, was all over the news. In no time, those teenagers would be safe and sound. Deirdre felt for the parents. She couldn't even imagine how concerned they must have been. Anyway. Jacob and Deirdre began to grow tired of the news. And so they would switch to the TV things much more lighter, such as Friends or Family Guy. Deirdre loved Family Guy, but hated when it made her laugh super hard because it hurt. Deirdre knew that she and Jacob would be transferred to a hospital in Painesboro soon, so that they would be closer to where they lived. Apparently, they just lived there too.
How fucking convenient!
Deirdre couldn't wait to be back home and away from this fucking nightmare. I'm sorry, just how convenient that they fucking live there too.
Like, these random staff members for this random cruise ship, both together, live in the same area that all the seniors do. How fucking convenient.
You know what I'm thinking about? What the fuck happened to all the raspberries?
The wolves ate them, I guess.
Because, I mean, I guess, did they run back with them, or did they just all drop them and be like, fuck the raspberries?
Fuck those raspberries! Fuck the raspberries. Let's get out of here. And then they got turned into raspberry jam. Whoops.
Colt opened his eyes and saw the campfire from last night. The once burning flame was now just embers that glowed red. He looked up and saw David walking back to the campfire. What are you doing up so early? Colt asked David. Nothing, David said quickly. That's kind of weird. David. I don't know, David.
I don't know what the fuck. Because there's a lot of suspects. I wonder if I was like trying to like.
There's like so many fucking people. I hope you guys understand this. There's like 10 people.
There's like I feel like I was trying to do red herrings by making you suspect everyone.
Anyway, Colt was still suspicious of David for Jason's murder. I remember that. He wondered what he was up to. Colt brushed it off and decided to go back to sleep. He was completely exhausted. Okay.
Everyone's fucking exhausted.
Kelsey.
I felt that. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Did it just vibrate in your prostate?
It did vibrate in my prostate. That sounds like a Charlie XCX album. Vibrate in my prostate. Oh, oh, oh. Vibrate in my prostate. It's like it vibrated in your prostate. Twinkle, twinkle, little vibration in my prostate.
Sorry, I have to answer this.
Vibrate my prostate. Oh. Oh.
Anyway.
Vibrating prostate.
Shut up with the vibrating prostate.
No, I'm not going to shut up about the fucking vibrating prostate. I'm going to sing whatever the fuck I want. The end.
I was like, you should make a song.
It'd be under the bucket of berries. Berry buckets, whatever it's called.
The Bucket of Berries album.
And it just goes like, those berries made me vibrate my prostate. Or, fuck, I don't even know anymore. It should be like by Sandra Aarons.
Kelsey woke up on top of Jonathan. His body warmth had kept her warm through the night. So I guess he was still there, technically, I guess. Mm-hmm. So now this is making David look very suspicious.
Yes.
Okay. She smiled and said, good morning. Jonathan smiled back and said, good morning, babe. He kissed her on the forehead. Kelsey and Jonathan had been dating since sophomore year.
Wow.
Okay. I'm going to say this just because we had just talking about it, okay? It said that they've only been dating for a few months in the last chapter, and now it says they've known each other for 3 fucking years.
I love the inconsistencies.
She had met Jonathan at the local skating rink, like they didn't fucking go to school together. Kelsey absolutely hated skating, but because she always fell on her ass.
On her ass!
This time she had fallen, but Jonathan had been right behind her and caught her. Kelsey had snapped her hand up and looked into Jonathan's eyes. Flustered, I'm so sorry, I'm such a klutz, she said. Jonathan had smirked down at her and said, don't worry about it. She had recognized him from school and he had recognized her. She loved his jet black hair, the way it was slicked back. She loved his tan skin. You
can tell I was horny when I was writing this part.
I can tell exactly who you're talking about. So I'm like, his defined jawline, his muscles, and the dimple in his cheek when he smiled. She loved his everything. They decided to go eat pizza at the local pizza place instead of continuing to skate.
At the local pizza place? Wow, I thought they got 8 pizza at McDonald's.
Because, believe it or not, I also suck at skating, Jonathan said. Why the fuck was he there then? While devouring a piece of bacon pizza. Kelsey let out a laugh. No way, you're totally better than me. Hell, you saved me from busting my ass and humiliating myself on the rink. She said. He smiled and that dimple in his cheek popped out.
He's like mewing, probably.
I know.
He's like...
There was an unspoken lust in the air between the two of them that night. They drove to his house where he made... They're underage!
They're not underage.
Yes, they are. If this was sophomore year, they are underage.
Okay, well, I was 18 when I wrote it, so it wasn't weird when I wrote it. It's weird now. But we're gonna just...
Listen. I was like 18, 19 when I was a senior, okay?
Uh-huh.
So, like, other people are like underage. Like, that's like 16 to 15 years old.
They were like 16, 17 in this scene, and I was 18. So it's not weird, and we're gonna keep going before I slit your throat.
Okay, where he made sweet love to her all throughout the night. It was the best sex she had ever had in her entire life.
Ugh.
Even though she had just gotten to know him that day, she had had a special bond with him that nobody else could ever understand. Ever since then, Kelsey and Jonathan had been deeply in love. They never got bored of one another, and they couldn't go anywhere without the other. Even though they were stranded on this island, they still barely wanted to be away from one another, except when absolutely necessary. Shayna woke up just as everyone else did. She yawned and stretched over looking at Shannon. She was still asleep. She looked around doing a mental check of everyone. She realized that someone was missing. Winnie. Winnie's gone. Guys, where's Winnie? Shayna asked aloud. Jonathan looked around the shore. I have absolutely no fucking idea. I didn't even notice she was missing until you said something. He said, we need to find her. David said, we need to find her, David said. What the hell happened to someone keeping a watch at night to make sure no one else committed suicide? Shayna and David decided to search for Winnie. They all went through the forest. Winnie? Shayna yelled, hoping for a response. There was none. It didn't take long for Shayna and David to find Winnie.
Oh, God.
Shayna gasped at the sight that lay in front of her. Holy shit, David said. Winnie's eyes were bloodshot and bulged wide open. Her neck was bruised and her lips were blue. She had been strangled to death. That's it.
What the fuck?
And then there's the witness.
Okay, I think we'll end this episode here. I want to clarify before we go off this episode. I wrote this when I was 18 years old.
I was just saying they're kind of young. Is all
No, it makes me sound creepy as fuck. I was 18 when I wrote this. I was in high school. So when I wrote this, a 2-year age difference was not that weird to me. Now, at my current age, I would never write about high schoolers having sex. So please keep that in mind.
Just the way that it's like, make sweet love to one another.
It was so
all night long? Why was it all night long?
Because I was a horny little high schooler, okay?
I think most people were.
Well, I decided to write a book about it. Anyways, guys, I gotta go fucking empty my uterus.
Bye, guys.